Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another special edition of Brickmania TV, where we have some awesome stuff to show off here a little bit. So if you can't tell, this is a micro brick battle. We got a little battle set up here, and there is a little bit of a new addition to the micro brick battle lineup, and that is our Infantry Squads created by Brickmini. So this is actually kind of not the example I want to use. This is because it's on the plate. So you'll see that me and Landon here, we have our infantry guys displayed on these raised bricks, these full bricks, whatever you want to call them, but they should actually be on a plate when you're doing real gameplay. But these are the Brickmini micro soldiers.
Yeah, I understand there's some rules that we came up with to go with these guys as well.
Exactly. So we're hoping to have the Brickmini figures available in our retail stores and online this week, and then the following week on the 16th is when the Infantry Rules for Micro Brick Battle were dropped. We were just play testing them. They are so much fun.
I didn't even know you were playtesting. You didn't even tell me, and now you show up with these cool rules and stuff. And
well,
you said it was fun.
It's so I can win.
It's like, oh, it's so much fun.
I gotta learn a little bit more so that I can get the edge and try to bring my record back a little bit.
Yeah, you're like the guy that memorizes all the 3-letter words in Scrabble. Is that?
I'm that guy.
Yeah. Is that what's going on?
Why are we
here?
talking about Scrabble? We have
Micro
these
brick
awesome
battle.
we have these awesome figures and bringing up Scrabble. Yeah, so anyway, so they are made by a company called Brickmini, which if you guys are involved in some of the micro brick battle community, you know that it was a Kickstarter not too long ago that got some funding. We were actually in talks with Brickmini before they were even a Kickstarter because we were interested in developing Infantry Rules to accompany Micro Brick Battle. And so now we are in that phase. We have these products available and they look awesome. So
yeah.
There's obviously going to be the rules, scenarios, etc. that'll come out that allow you to play with these guys and work them into your Micro Brick Battle scenarios and just different gameplay. What you got going on over there?
Oh, they're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, they're not ready to engage. They're just kind of
having a little meet up here, little tank
whatever.
Meet.
But as you can see too, they are also awesome from just a micro mock perspective. I mean, you can add a whole nother layer of detail to your tanks, and then also just, you know, posing up and around buildings, etc. I mean, look at this.
Ooh.
You know, that looks pretty cool, just from a micro mock perspective. So any of you guys who participate regularly in the Brickmania mock contests, you know that we don't put a 1/35 scale only kind of disclaimer on it. So you're really able to build in whatever scale suits you. And now you have an option to bring that infantry level into your micro mocks, which as somebody who enjoys building at this scale, this has been something that I've been very, very excited for. I mean, literally you can take a base plate, something like this. Ooh. You can set yourself up with a little bridge mock being this small. You kind of modularly build them, and you're up and ready to go.
Nice little bridge you got there.
Yeah, well, thanks. I like this bridge.
Yeah, it's a good bridge. It's a good bridge.
So this is a little bit closer look at what the actual product that you will receive is. They come in a lot of colors. Some of them useful military-wise. Some of them just cool looking, like purple. You're the uniform guy. Who wore purple?
I think Australians wore purple.
Oh, cool. There you go. Well done, Aussies. That's pretty sweet. So this is what you will actually be receiving. I'm not sure if this is the actual size bag that they'll come in, but they will be in something similar to this. They're just little ABS plastic. They're nice. They're nicely high quality. You can see that these gun barrels are thin, but are not something that are just going to crack and break off. They're highly durable, which is fun because the Micro Brick Battle tanks are also highly durable. So it's kind of just a nice little compliment to that. And as I said, they really do add some awesome details. So once again, those rules are going to be inbound on the 16th of September, but these will be available later this week. So it should be a cool release. We're excited to have their products available. And obviously, like we were talking about, you know, it originally started as a Kickstarter. We got in contact with them and we're like, hey, we want to be able to incorporate this into Micro Brick Battle. And obviously, if we're going to make rules for it, we want to make sure it's available to people who want to play it. And so now here we are in this situation where Brickmania
I want to play it.
Is ready to go. Yeah.
You want to go?
You want to go right now?
Right now.
Play some infantry rules. Do you know the infantry rules?
I'll make them up.
That's not how it works. So actually, when you play infantry rules, you forego the dice rolling and just go straight hand-to-hand combat. No.
I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that doesn't sound as fun. So I would recommend if you have two people, like if me and Landon here, we're going to actually fire up a game, I would recommend having two bags, which there's 2 squads in each bag for the rules that they'll explain a little bit further. But I would recommend probably wanting to have at least 2 packs, probably up near 4, if you wanted to do something of scale. And then obviously, you know, you can coordinate the colors. We have dark gray Germans, light gray, you know, kind of like that sand green, more dark green, and then, you know, red for the Ruskies. And then there's also like white, different degrees of tan, etc. So really, depending on if you are focusing more so on mock building and want to stay accurate to the colors that your terrain is in, or if you just want to have colors that represent various armies for when you're doing micro brick battle or collecting the kits, or even just building from the instructions that are available on microbrickbattle.com, all of this stuff is the infantry complement to that. So that is something that we've been looking forward to having available, and I think is really the next level of micro brick battles.
It looks like with all these different colors, you probably could get some pretty big multiplayer games going on here. So.
Yeah, well, and you know, we won't disclose too much of the rules going on here, but you know, it is one of those situations where these buildings will come into play a lot more because you can have squads occupy buildings. It is a boost to artillery because you can have squads defend artillery positions. They can move around. We're even playing around with the ideas of boosted squads. So if you have one squad that gets, you know, blown up or loses a couple of guys, they're able to fold in with another squad to kind of make one last ditch effort to try to turn the tide of the battle. But so like I was saying, we literally just played through one of the scenarios before we touch up the scenario, the instruction. I was going to say the instructions, but they're not really instructions. The rules, the gameplay rules. There we go. It was not only was it easy to pick up, but once you kind of had the modifiers down for what happens when they're in a building, what happens when they're outside of a building, what happens when they sprint, moving backwards, what happens when they're behind a tank, etc. Once you kind of get a grasp on the modifiers that are with all that, it plays so fast and so smooth that it is just an absolute blast, and it really makes you feel like, I mean, look at this. So do you remember the game Command & Conquer?
I played a lot of Command & Conquer.
Yes, so any of you guys who played strategy games, this is a strategy game now really come to life, especially when you start to think about the aircraft, the artillery, obviously the tanks, and then now the infantry. I mean, this really has all of the aspects of a cool battle.
Yeah, I was definitely, you're talking about they could garrison inside of buildings. That's kind of, that reminded me quite a bit of that, so that's exciting.
Yeah, and then just the ability to have different squads moving around, you know, protected via tanks, etc. There's a lot of, it's not new necessarily, but it is a, yeah, because it's not a new game, obviously. It's just a more advanced version, but it's not any more difficult. Am I saying that properly? You know, like it's got more to it, but the difficulty to comprehend it is not necessarily any more intense.
Yeah, and that's what I always kind of liked about this game, just from the get-go, is that pretty much anybody can come in here and get going and play. And even on different skill levels, you can do some slight modifiers. So somebody who's really advanced at playing board games like this, they can still play with somebody who's younger or maybe hasn't played as much, and it's still kind of you can level it off in certain ways. So it's a fun game, really awesome for a lot of different people to get into. So
yeah. So the initial infantry rules are what we'll drop. That is kind of the, like Landon was saying, the base level that you'd want to increase with that. We are messing around with the idea because, as you can see, not all of these guys look the same. They are indeed doing different things. For people who want to take it to that next level, we are kicking around the ideas of doing kind of a more advanced infantry rules. Obviously, with all the different moving parts you have here, you can pretty much go as specific and detailed as you want to get. And so we want to make sure that's available. And provide that, and also the forum, I'm sure will light up once this stuff is available, because people will be making some pretty awesome creations. So make sure to check out microbrickbattle.com. Even if you're not familiar with what's going on here, even if you're just kind of curious because maybe this Stug looks kind of cool with that guy on top, go check out that community, because it is an awesome place to learn more about this game, more about what different scenarios people are doing, and then there's just a whole bunch of awesome content there that's free. Instructions, scenarios, rules, etc. So you can really get up and off the ground right away with microbrickbattle.com.
Nice. Yeah, and again, just like this game, I mean, Lego is so customizable, and you really can make each scenario your own scenario, and so that's always the strength of this game, and I like to see these infantry kind of getting added to it.
Yeah, the customization is pretty much limitless, which is awesome. So moving on a little bit here, so this I'm not 100% sure what the micro brick battle related game rules are for these yet, but these are markers that go around the outside of these studs. So if you wanted to like clarify who your point leader in your group was, let me get one that people can actually see. So if this is your commander, that clicks around this base, and then he clicks there so that you can highlight him. I don't think that is initially going to be part of the infantry rules, but it is something that when we start to develop the more advanced versions of it, these will definitely play a role.
Yeah, and just on purely like a building sort of note, that actually functions now as a tile where the minifigure can stand on that base plane, that base level. So you could build it onto that sort of a grassy scenario over there and sort of hide all the studs and tile around that and make a nice smooth little tiny scale, micro scale mock.
No, that is an excellent point. This is totally something that if you want to add that kind of, I don't know if it's necessarily detail, but just that clean look to your mocks where everything's all paneled, this would be the way to do that, incorporating the minifigures so that you don't have a stud cover.
Hide those shameful studs.
I don't really know what to call it, but we'll go with that for now. And then also, I know, apologies to camera guy, this is not the size of a chessboard.
This is just really bugging camera guy.
This is bothering the crap, and it's green, which is awful. I'm sorry about that. But we also have some chess sets made by Brick Mini. So you'd set yourself up on obviously an appropriately sized Lego base plate to set up a chess game. But then you can play micro scale chess.
Yeah, I was checking out the Kickstarter page for that micro chess set, and there's quite a bit of playability beyond just the chess pieces. I saw some interesting mocks utilizing those pieces. I think that the heads of the pawns there, they fit inside of like a Lego clip, so you can actually get some articulation out of that. So not only are they cool chess pieces, they're actually cool building elements too. Yeah.
That's why we have them here, guys. Yeah, that's that's really cool. I did not know that. So that's awesome to hear that this has more uses than just being. Of course, it would work that way, though. Of course it is. You know, that's
it's a
like,
system.
Once you hear it, you're like, yeah, right, exactly. They all work with each other, even though it's third party, but still, it works with it all. It's the micro brick battle system.
It's the system.
The system.
The interlocking brick predates Lego. Believe it or not.
It's true.
That's heresy.
That is,
sorry.
Those are facts. Okay, so I think we've pretty much shown off everything that is Brick Mini related. We talked a little bit about the instructions, showed off these guys and how they look when they're all set up here. Once again, it does come in a whole bunch of different colors. You can find instructions on microbrickbattle.com. Otherwise, if you want some of these tanks that have, I know the ones we have here are stickers, but we do have some newer versions online right now that have printed elements. There's also a Tiger 131. And then we've got even more in the works. So there's Italian, Japanese, etc. Tanks, planes, and artillery available on brickmania.com, and so you can pair your various colors of Brick Mini infantry squads with the various countries that you'd like to have. And then, you know, I mean, really, depending on how intense you want to go with it, you know, the 3-on-3, 2-on-2, have a couple of generals on either side, multiple squads. I mean, we'll have a pretty good haul of these. So if you guys want to pick up, you know, multiple, I think they're only going to be $10 a piece. And so you can pick up multiple of these packs, and then before you know it, I mean, look how quick here. We've got 2, 3, and a handful of tanks, and like this already looks like a pretty intense battle. It, for sure, for 2 people, probably could play it with 4.
And what's cool about that is it's also supporting an independent company making cool add-ons for the whole Lego system. And I fully support that. You know, it's kind of that Brick Arms thing, same deal there. So it's supporting a cool small company. It's creating cool little game pieces. Yeah.
Well, and anytime anybody wants to go through the endeavor of trying to create something like this through Kickstarter, I mean, obviously, you know, people who know the beginning of Brickmania know that that's where Dan is very familiar with getting things off the ground that way. And so in turn, when you have a base like we have, and small companies are trying to do something awesome, and we see a product like this and we want to get involved and like everything about it, we are very, very proud to be able to provide a platform in which something like Brick Mini can get up and off the ground.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for Brick Mini on the website a little bit later this week, head for the Micro Brick Battle section, and then Brick Mini will have its own section. Beneath that, there you will find the infantry packs along with the chess pieces, and I believe these will be online as well. They might begin only in the retail store. Don't quote me on that, but hey, if they're online, right?
That's right.
That's pretty much all there is to it. Anything else, or should we start playing?
Let's start playing.
All right, I'm getting the dice.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Woo. All right, I'm going to move my Javelin Missile Squad forward here.
Your Javelin Missile Squad?
Yep.
Wow, you can just make up your own rules? Okay, well, guess what?
You never told me any, so.
I'm gonna upgrade
to an ambulance.
See, this ambulance has a lot of power to be able to just move that bridge.
You just sunk.
No, I didn't. It drove right across there. Look, see?
No, you can't. That's the rules.
It can bridge the entire thing.
Oh my God.
Oh, the rules that you're so well versed with?
Mm-hmm.
Now get across that river. before I take pop shots at your...
Levitate.
You can't cast levitate. You're like a level 4, all right? That's at least a level 7 spell slot.
All right.
This got out of hand quick.
Tiles?
Think of it as an artillery shell that explodes.
Changing the game.
Oh, all right, let's do this.
You know what? I'm not even playing.
Oh.
As the queen. They're gonna go over here.
And live happily ever after?
Well,
Well, fine. You know what?
Waterfall.
You're too good for my king and queen. My king and queen are going to get on a panzer and come find yours.
You can't get to the top of my mountain. Waterfall.
Pretty sure I don't have to roll very much to shoot things off the top of your...
Levitate.
Wow, that levitate is really just... is really taking my team down. All right, here we go. This is
taking my team.
Amphibious Stug as it crosses the... And levitates in the last second! That was my own tank.
I use your weakness against you. I attack from the side.
How did you float over there? I don't understand how your movement speed is insane.
Tokyo Drift. It's a Russian.
Well, this one is going to cast Gravitational Beam and levitate this house over to this side. And oh, where'd you? I thought your people were. You put your king and queen back.
My little mountain house. It's my eagle's nest.
Yeah, that's a... my eagle's nest. Oh gosh.